Hi, Faye.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm on the East Coast and you're way over there.
Yeah, it's amazing how technology works that far.
Yes, it certainly is.
Okay, so now I have to interview you.
I am ready. I'm quite nervous though.
Yeah. So, why did you choose fish for an animal and not like a dog or anything else like that?
Why? Because I thought of this saying that we all use, and it is teach a man to fish and you feed him for a day, right? Or you give a man a fish, and you can feed him for a day, but teach a man how to fish, and he will never go hungry. And a school
Yeah.
of fish is like our school down here, and you and I are these little goldfish that we want to learn. So if they teach us, then we're like that. We can always go.
Wow. That's incredible.
Well, it
Okay.
is.
Yeah. So you're dyslexic, right?
Undiagnosed. Now, I grew up in the 60s and the 70s. We didn't talk about dyslexia. So I didn't know that I had dyslexia because I could read.
Yeah. So what's interesting is how people pick reading up when they're dyslexic and then they're ahead of everybody, but when you start, you're below.
That's true. Is that happened to you too?
I still am sort of not very well at reading, but I think I'm gonna pick it up pretty soon because I'm like reading a chapter book. You like get more confident, and then like eventually you just pick it up.
Well, you do. And the thing is, always keep trying, right? So, and do you
Yeah.
find that some days it's easier than others? Like if I'm under a lot of stress, then I
Yeah.
lose my words and I get all mixed up and I got to start all over again.
Yeah, I think that happens sometimes to me because like some days I'm like, oh yeah, the easy the, and then some days I'm like, wait, how do you spell that again?
Yes. Every day is different, isn't it? So
Yeah,
I feel like I'm always learning. Absolutely.
yeah,
But knowing what dyslexia is, it lets me laugh. And I say, oh, that's not me. That's dyslexia.
yeah. So how much money do you raise a year?
We raise enough money to put, oh, let me see. Well, it's been 3 years now. We raised enough money to send, I would say, almost 40 New Brunswick teachers back to school to
Wow.
learn Orton Gillingham because that's the way we learn is with the Orton Gillingham approach.
Yeah. So I really want to ask you, how old were you when you started thinking about starting?
Well,
Like how
how old was I when I thought maybe it was dyslexia? Well, would you believe it or not? It was after I retired from work and my grandson was just diagnosed. So I offered to take him to tutoring 2 times a week for a couple of years. And it was sitting in there with his tutor that I realized and I got became more aware of what dyslexia was. And I thought, well, wait a minute, that's me, right? It's not just my grandson, that's me. So that's when I realized it also runs in our family because I can remember when I was your age, I'd be at the kitchen table for hours trying to do my homework and it just wouldn't stay. Just the next day it'd be all gone. So I remember my mom telling me that I deserved every mark I got because I earned it, right, from the hard work. She just didn't tell me that she had some siblings that couldn't read. We just didn't talk about it back then.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me too. It's like I learned that I was dyslexic, and then my dad learned that he was, and then my dad taught a bunch of other people that they were. So it's like you once you know that you're something, then you start to, I think, realize how that is.
I think you are got it right on, right there, because that's called awareness. And actually, the more we talk about it, the more other people become aware of what dyslexia is.
Because, yeah, I feel like a lot of people, for most dyslexic people, are like, what's that? And then they learn about it, and then they learn that maybe they are one or diagnosed with something else.
Or they know somebody else that also has it, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's what's really important about our October the 8th, because that's the International Day of Dyslexia. Because when I was growing up, I thought it was just me and that I wasn't smart. You know that? And I kind of hid it. I didn't want anybody to know I wasn't smart. I thought, well, it's just me. But when my grandson became aware that he had these traits and he was actually diagnosed, I realized that, wow, it's all over the world. It's not just us, right? And that's what I thought it was. I thought it was just me.
Yeah. So, from where you started in your business and then how you grew, like, how is that? Like, what was your first fish like?
My very first one, well, it was a set of 3 fish, right?
Okay.
And this is for October the 8th, International Dyslexia Day. That means we celebrate it all over the world, right? An International Dyslexia Day. And they use this color, turquoise.
Turquoise, yeah.
Yeah, but then I really liked this color. And it's the red, market red campaign that other countries use. So I thought, well, they're both of us. I couldn't choose just one. So then I said, this is us. This is gold, and this is so that we can shine. Once we know about it, we advocate for it, and there's my school of fish, just like that.
That's incredible.
I thought
So,
so.
so when your first sale, did you feel really happy that someone bought your product? Um, how much money was it?
Well, it was a set of 3 fish, and it was $20.
20?
Yes, but I needed $350 for each teacher.
So, you've put a lot of teachers back and learning. So, like that, like how much fish schools do you think you've sold?
Do you know what? I bet you there's over 120 fish that are swimming out there somewhere. Like they even made it to Australia and
Yeah.
Germany, Europe, everywhere. I thought, wow, and you know something? I didn't think we would make $300. I really did not. But everybody loves the colors. It's all of us, right?
Yeah. And that proves that you can't doubt of what you can do.
That's right. I the first one was magic. That's what it was. And I thought, well, I went to actually a teenager who thought I really like forest management. So he went to university and he opened up his own sawmill just down the road from me. So he gave me the cutoffs. They're not perfect boards. And my fish were not perfect because I had never used a saw before, right? But they became just like us. They became perfect. And everybody seems to like them.
Yeah. So you made your first, and now you have over like 100 sales.
Well
So
over 100 sales.
yeah. So how did you feel when you made your 100th sale?
But I was almost very, very emotional. And I thought, this is creating awareness. So when people hung them outside on their deck or by their mailboxes, all the kids at the community saw them. And they thought, wow, look, they know about me. They know about dyslexia. And that's what it meant for them. They started talking about what the colors meant. And that was the best part of it all. So we created 2 more fish. we created this one, and she's called Hope. And that's it. We hope that everybody becomes aware of what dyslexia is and what we can do. And this orange one was for awareness. So we now have 5 fish because
So
yeah,
5 fish.
5 fish.
You created all of them, and you used a saw for all of them.
Yes, I did, and I've never used one before.
So you went from like somebody who's never used like barely any mechanical tools to
Yeah.
someone who's now raised thousands of dollars on stuff that you used with mechanical tools.
Yes, I did. And it just shows like you just never know what you can do until you try it. You got to take that first step. And they're not perfect, right? They're not every one of them is done really, really well. But that's like us, right? I didn't strive to make it perfect. I just had a thought that maybe we could do create awareness, right? And encourage all of our kids. One of I actually now tutor kids with dyslexia. So I have taught 11 kids how to read. Isn't that
That
amazing?
yeah.
But this is one of my students did this, and he decorated himself. So some of my neighborhood kids helped me paint these fish.
So it's it was hard to make the first, and then you picked it up. Tell me about like the steps in making and trying. Did you have any fails before you sold?
I had lots. But you know what we always learn? That try again. And I couldn't decide on the colors. I had a really hard time finding just the right colors. So that's where I came up with the turquoise for our International Dyslexic Day. And that's October the 8th. And that's international. So that means like we're, it, we're all together on October the 8th to celebrate who we are. And we have dyslexia. Now, the red for Market Red, like that's all over Canada. We know what Market Red means. Like it's the month of October and it's the dyslexia month. But then I had to have one for us, just for us, and it had to be gold, like goldfish, right? So that we could shine, and we do. When we go and do hard things, we learn to shine.
Yeah, because for a lot of people it's hard, right?
It does. Does it mean we stop? We can't stop. Like, and we learn each time a little bit better.
I feel that if we didn't have dyslexic people or people like dyslexic people, our world wouldn't be what it is right now.
Oh no, I agree. I really agree. We all are different, right? Some of my strengths are, well, actually, after we get over the feeling of not being smart enough, and then we do something like this and we think, well, I can do this, I can do hard things. But then, I thought this was kind of easy. We created awareness and we have a school of fish, and everybody in our community knows what dyslexia is. And that's the most amazing part.
Yeah, that comes to show it's not like bad to be diagnosed with dyslexia or anything like that, right?
No, it isn't. And it's such a relief when you do get a diagnosis, isn't it? Because you know what dyslexia is and you can tell others. But I love that we have a whole month that's for us. And I love that there's one special day that's just for us.
Yeah. Don't you think that dyslexic people can do more than regular people?
Well, I have to be careful there because I have quite a few grandchildren. And if I said I like that one better or I like that one better, yeah, they tell me pretty quick. So I think dyslexia makes us not afraid to try things because if we fail, well, we do that a lot anyway. So we just get back up and do something again and try it a different way. But we know that we can do it. And we're
So
not afraid to fail because we do it all the time.
yeah. So for your fish, were you thinking about different animals
I
or like?
did. I did. I even made a whale. Yeah, they didn't do so good. I even made a crow and some birds. But every year when I had a craft market, people wanted the fish.
So you decided off the people
Yeah.
and not yourself.
Yes. Well, I what sold because I wanted to put these teachers back to school. And the kids, the students liked it because they kind of liked the idea of the teachers going back to summer school, right? While they had the summer off, the teachers were back in school. So that was kind of cool too.
Yeah. So your like what do you use for like making people want to buy your fish? Like what's your like?
Well, that was the scary part. I enjoyed making them. I enjoyed sanding them and painting them, but it was selling them. And you know something? The internet. I put it on my Facebook page. And because I'm friends with a whole lot of people and families of my students, and they have friends and families, that's how it came. Everybody bought them.
So it came from your friends all buying
Yeah.
to telling their friends to telling their friends to telling their friends in different countries.
And soon as, well, the one thing I did ask people when they bought them, if they would do just one thing for me, would they please post a picture of where the fish ended up? If they took it to the trailer, like for the summer, or if they had it on their mailbox, would they please post a picture? And as soon as they did that, other friends of theirs would post, where did you get those? I would like to have some. So that's how it started. And it was just other people wanting to create awareness as well.
Yeah. The biggest question of all probably is so you started wanting to do this as a teenager and then you took steps into different things and then now um, where you are is crazy. So tell me about those kind of steps.
Okay, number one, thank you for thinking that I was 15. Would you believe I was 55? I did not know I had dyslexia until I was 55 years old.
Yeah, that
And you're only 8, right? Or 9?
yeah, nah.
So,
And it, it's crazy how people can find that it now from when a long time ago they didn't even know what it
they
was.
did not. And, like, I am serious. I really thought that I wasn't a very smart person. And I tried to
Yeah,
hide that. I really didn't want people to think I was not smart. But that's a feeling that was inside me. I had my tummy hurt. Didn't want to go to school. Got sick a lot. You know, I just we hide it, and that's the worst part. That we should talk about it, and that's creating awareness.
yeah. Like when I first got it, I didn't tell anybody, and now I'm like, I have dyslexia. It's easy. That's why.
Isn't that the first time you say I have dyslexia? Doesn't it feel empowering?
Yeah, it feels like you're bigger than everybody else almost.
Yes, and it feels like there's a great big weight right off of you, and it's like I and 1 in 5 kids are going to be diagnosed with a learning disability. 1 in 5, right? I happen to be one. So, and I have a grandson that, at first I felt bad because I know that it's inherited. And I thought, well, he got that from me. But then I thought, he's an amazing kid. He's in high school, he's in honors. And when he was in grade 3, he couldn't read.
Yeah, and reading is important, but not as important as seeing the bigger picture
Oh,
for things.
that's right. And that's my learning style. I have to see the big picture first, and then I can break it down into small steps, and then I can do it.
Yeah, like some of the most famous people in the world are dyslexic. So that like comes to say dyslexic people can be almost like really good.
And you know what's the most important part? It's not just us. There's a whole bunch of other people just like us.
Yeah. So that's kind of all the questions that I have for you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I hope. And I love this career choice that you have. And you are an amazing journalist. I'm going to watch you, right? From the next few years, I'm going to see how you're doing. And I hope you reach out and tell me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for choosing me.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay, we're just gonna turn the recording off.
That's my job, eh?